It's just there's our one space, and then the rest of the podcast, we're starting to move into things, but I always like to ice break up a little bit.
Oh. Meanwhile, Grim is made out of Rice Krispies.
Ooh. Oh, damn, man.
Because Grim goes snap, crackle, pop.
Now I want Rice Krispies, yo.
My sinister machinations bear fruition.
My wife Caitlin actually went and bought Star Crunches at the store, and I haven't had those in a while. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is delicious!" It's just Rice Krispie and chocolate, and marshmallow. Oh my man.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Those are good.
Too many of them will kill me, though.
Ooh, you're not diabetic, are you?
I got the beatus.
Oh no.
Yeah, got the beatus.
Don't die on us, please. Take your $1,500 insulin.
I die. Oh, I'm completely unmedicated because, poverty.
Ah,
so,
yeah. It still sucked. Sorry.
America! Fuck yeah!
No, Caitlin's a pharmacist, so I'm over like, yeah, fucking, any kind of medication is too much, too expensive. Too fucking... Now I'm angry. All right.
All right, let's make sure this works. Grim, could you come here for a moment?
No, if you want to stab me, you can get up off your lazy ass and come over here and stab me yourself.
Are you guys in the same room? I was trying to figure this out.
Nope.
In our normal recording, we are. When we are recording our episodes, we are sitting in Grim's room at their computer. But right now, we are in separate rooms across the hall from each other.
Ah. Because I was figuring out how you did the microphones with that. That can always get a little tricky, so nice.
Hey, Zelgar, can you come here for a moment?
Hurry!
Nah. Don't feel like it.
I was gonna tell you guys too. Like, you keep saying in your podcast that like, oh no, you need to like watch this, or like someone's doing this or that. I would please do. If you guys want to segue into video casting, it would be funny. Your banter is great. I would approve.
We just don't have the time or resources right now to go into video.
Yeah, especially because...
I am looking for a paying job, studying to take a health insurance agent license exam, playing in 2 D&D campaigns and running a third. What the fuck is free time?
I have two jobs and I manage our social media,
So he basically has no life. There's a reason I foisted that job onto him. Unfortunately, the trade-off is I have to edit the episodes.
Oof. I would take the editing of the episodes. That's a lot easier.
So would I, but it's still tedious and frustrating sometimes.
All those kaiju barks.
The kaiju barks on the Idiots on Film episodes take a while.
It took me way too long to figure out that dog wasn't
Actually,
real.
no, you want to know the dark and dirty secret? You want to know what I spend most of my time doing when I'm editing an episode?
What?
Because we're both fucking awful about it.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
The fact that we both say and too much?
it's not that. Who cares? It's human nature. I think.
No, you don't understand. Zolgar has damn near made a complete sentence out of just and uhs. And I am not much better. It's bad.
Yeah, it's... Before editing... Because we leave some of them in. Before
we leave
editing,
some in for that organic feel. But...
there are times where I will say, like 7 times in one sentence.
Yeah.
And, what? What's wrong?
So, what you get is... I really like it what they did with the composition of the scene, and when they said that line and they delivered the thing, seriously, it's bad, it's terrible, it's awful. And the fact that you can't tell I removed most of them, I take as a point of fucking pride.
Oh, man.
No idea.
You're going to hate me.
There are
I'm
some
gonna...
that I just can't help. They just clip, and you get that weird little audio jump, and you can totally tell, yeah, they edited something here. But the fact that the majority of them that I take out, no one notices, I'm just like, yes.
It took me a while to notice. I have to, like, it was definitely like a... Oh, wait. Actually, I figured out the kaiju bark as the swear word, and then I started hearing the other ones, and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had to actually explain that to my mother, because my mother doesn't do crass conversation or swearing. How she fucking produced me, I will never fucking know.
That happens. My mom will swear all up and down, but you can't say Jesus Christ or goddamn because she's hyper religious. Like, she'll be like, fucking son of a bitch, asshole. And then, but I'll say, God damn it. Hey, it's God blessed. You can't say that.
One of my mom's hobbies is theocracy and theology.
That tracks.
But she's Lutheran, so she's relatively chill about it.
Ooh. Lutherans.
You can do a lot worse than Lutheran.
I know. Actually, I grew up Lutheran, so that's right.
She's not Missouri Synod Lutheran. They're crazy.
It's all bad. It's all different flavors of poop.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have this episode halfway played up or something? I was just making sure, setting us up here. Do you have the episode halfway played up? Teed up?
What's an episode? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm so paranoid. I'm paranoid right now.
I'm just an idiot.
I'm just a little bit paranoid. It feels like I'm among friends, but I'm just paranoid.
So Grim, I linked you to Vimeo, right?
Yeah, you did. Which fucking one were we doing again?
We are doing episode 8, A Little Paranoia Among Friends.
Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, I've got it pulled up.
Booyah.
So yeah, all I have to do is click play.
Yeah, we'll press 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, play.
However the hell you want to do it.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
But I was just making sure, because the last 2 times I've did this, I didn't fully check with the person beforehand that they had it, like, teed up. And one of them actually couldn't even start their PS3, and then another one didn't even have it. So I was like, oh my god. Improvise! Let's go! Actually, the Burt Gummer guy ended up being just an interview with him because of that, which was fucking fantastic. But, if you've got it ready, I'm trying to think of, because I'm always, like, slowly segueing into things. Goddamn. Folks. I am your host, Levi Dylan Burzloff. Welcome to Talking Tremors. I'm going to be quiet, and we're going to slowly move into this. And I've got 2 people with me from the 2 Idiots in a Dog podcast. I don't think they're idiots, though. They're actually very smart people. But I'll let them introduce themselves as they like to, and go!
Wow, we've apparently bamboozled him.
He thinks we're people.
He thinks we're intelligent.
I haven't seen photo evidence of you as
Solgar.
humans yet, so I don't know about that. Like,
And there is no kaiju today.
woof!
You are not kaiju.
He's around somewhere, just not here.
Well, who are you guys?
We just said we're Grim and Zolgar.
What? You act like we're somebody. We're nobody. We're just a couple of idiots.
Oh, man. See, this is what I mean, like, folks. I was listening to this podcast, the 2 Idiots in a Dog podcast, and about a quarter of the way through of the whole run-through, listen-through, I realized that you guys aren't idiots! You totally played that
I take
off.
offense at that.
You're not...
I am, in fact, an idiot. In fact, I'm a professional idiot.
I don't know what that means. I
It
assume...
means we get paid to be idiots.
It's true.
Okay. You need to let people know how to accomplish that. Do a TED Talk.
Well, one day you sit in your living room and you look at your roommate and you go, hey, we should record all these stupid conversations we have. I mean, that's basically what we did. That's how it happened.
I think what he means is that we should let people know where to find us and how to listen to us be idiots.
Possibly.
Honestly, it was trying to get you to... I'm trying to crack your nut to open up, because technically I can't see you. So it's just like, all right, who are these fuckers?
We're just a couple of idiots and a dog. The dog is the brains of this outfit.
All right, so if you want to listen to us be idiots, we're slightly more together idiots on our podcast, which is Two Idiots and a Dog. You can find it on podpage.com/TIAAB media, or also you can find us on pretty much any podcatcher of choice.
Isn't there a Discord too, or other things? I don't know. Or
We do have a Discord.
Yeah.
A
Patreon?
We're not going to actually try to give a link to the Discord in the middle of the episode, because that just doesn't work. But
discord.gg
Let me see what I can do here.
XMN9234.
No, I'm kidding.
But if you want, we can give you the link to the Discord so you can put it in the show notes.
Yes. Go to... Just honestly type in Two Idiots and a Dog. It's always good picking a unique name, because that's Two Idiots and a Dog podcast. Find it. But yeah. Other than that, if you guys are ready, podcast audience, we're watching the episode A Little Paranoia Among Friends. We're actually watching the episode this time. It's been a while since we've actually watched the episode. And if you, Zolgar and Grim, are ready...
Yeah, I suppose.
We do a 3, 2, 1 and a play. That's how we do this.
All right.
A little paranoia among friends, Tremmies. In 3, 2, 1, play. Oop, I left the volume up. I was listening to this earlier.
It has been a long time since I watched an episode of this.
Oh, look at that. I do. Don't mind me. I get caught up every day. I have to rewatch these. So, I don't mind replaying it over and over again. That's how you get these wonderful page-filled notes full of stuff. And yeah. I've never watched the X-Files, but I assume this is a very X-Files opening.
It is, yeah. It is very X-Files.
It's so weird. Like I said, I think I've seen maybe 5 or 6 episodes of the X-Files in total, but this just feels like a straight up, oh, we're doing that. And they even reference it in the episode, which is a great way to do it. And even, there's missing persons posters in the background. I love rewatching, oh yeah, you can see people are dying. There's a list, there's 6 people back there that they've gotta, they've disappeared. Honestly, for you guys too, even if you're Zolgar and Grim, rewatch Tremors the series and just look at shit in the background. Honestly, I need to take screenshots of Jody's of Chang's Market, because that place, they just set dressing the hell up.
Stampede did a really good job on most of their projects.
Dedication. Except for this,
almost Universal though.
So this is actually on the Stampede website. Steve got asked this question: "What is this light?" And it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that light makes no sense. Honestly, it just feels like it was set up to make people think that maybe it was actually aliens.
That was Steve's reply too, as well. So bravo! Look at Zolgar's on the money.
Listen, I'm not saying that it's aliens, but aliens.
Do you guys believe in aliens?
I don't think little green men and flying saucers exist per se, but the universe is too vast and weird and broad and strange to only contain us.
Yeah, I believe that aliens exist. I do not believe they've ever come to Earth, but I believe they exist.
You're not UAP people?
Oh.
No, that was a legit. That's what they call UFOs now. UAPs. That was a legit. You're not UAP people. Obviously not. Booyah. I'm sorry. Whoop.
mean, I've seen footage of some weird stuff, but nothing that I could look at and just be like, yep, that's definitely an alien.
I haven't seen anything like that either yet, so I'm always on the fence. I want to believe. That's where I'm at. And we passed it, but I love that they set up the codes thing at that very beginning. It's so small town, and you don't even realize it. Hey, should we all get each other's keys in case we get locked out? I don't need keys because I use codes because I'm a fucking badass. And you... I help Baby Fark McGeezax out with the gifting a lot, and this is always one of my favorite scenes of Bert and Twitchell. Like, a lot of great face acting here.
There's an acronym that has seriously shifted popular meaning.
And so I actually write it down in my notes every single time. There's Black Lives Matter land? Hold on, what?
Bureau of Land Management.
The BLM man. Wait, there's a Black Lives Matter man? Okay, hold on. What's up? Backpedal here. Oh, I love seeing those names. S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddox and Nancy Roberts. God. And then there he just said that the fund. You want me to disprove a government conspiracy? This is the best idea. I love this idea for an episode. And on that, I always like to... Do you guys think, with everything that happens, that Bert is, like, right, wrong, or lucky?
Yes.
God damn it.
Definitely yes. Bert is Bert.
People, like, every person I ask just says yes. You all say it.
Because that's the correct answer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I actually stumbled on that question in an earlier episode, and I keep asking it, and every person just says yes. You're like the 8th person to do that.
Well, it sounds like we have a consensus.
Yeah, I would agree. Cause yeah, man, like he's nuts. He starts stroking this gun here, and I'm like, oh, that's great. That's so cool. You know, I don't know. And then, spoilers, how he ends up getting fucked by it in the end. Like, no, he's not. He is right, wrong, and lucky. Stop. Damn it. I need to get people to actually, like...
Bert, do you need a gun? That's it.
Vera.
Like, they couldn't make a better metaphor for that man.
See,
He never gets to fire his own penis.
now I'm the gun nut of the two of us, which is hilarious because I don't actually own any firearms.
I'm the exact same way, actually. I love... What's my stance on gun rights? Drive in with a tank. And even... goddamn, Michael Gross with his word choice. I'd love to see him. I'd love them to actually follow him on the set one day because he uses this phrase here, geologically fortuitous. And I'm just like, did you just spend 3 hours trying to come up with a really good way to say that? Because that's how it feels like. This is really actually leads into my question. Do you think that this Tremors, the series, is peak Burt Gummer? Like, this is one of my best... I think it's one of his best episodes. Yes? No?
I actually kind of think that Tremors 2 is peak Burt Gummer.
Ooh.
I am completely out of ammunition. This has never happened before.
Grim, what's yours?
Definitely 2.
See, for me, that's always seems like his lowest point to me. Because he's lost Like he ends up losing. So like he loses Heather. Like he comes down for Graboids and loses to Shriekers.
Well, that's just because he wasn't given certain mission critical information.
Okay, he actually then fucks up too at the end with the Shriekers by feeding them more until he loses all of his bombs he was going to take home.
Because he didn't have critical or mission critical information.
It's very important.
It's
They
need to know.
neglected to mention certain mission critical information.
I gotta point this out. Tyler uses the bathroom a lot in this series.
There's always somebody peeing in Tremors.
Listen, man, sometimes you gotta go.
Yeah, I was just gonna use the line. It wasn't a bad thing. It was more like, oh, it's very human. He's like legit coming out of the bathroom. I love that.
Meanwhile, Burt Gummer, I've never seen use the restroom.
We see Burt Gummer pee in Tremors 5.
Shut the fuck up about that. That scene didn't happen. And this is great. I think this is about the most political that Bert should get. Like that line about the immigrants and stuff. I don't necessarily agree with it, but the way he like stresses it and stuff, you're like, okay, that's about as far as we should go with that. And actually, on that note, what do you think Bert's politics are? Or does he have none? No? No?
That is probably the closest we've ever seen Burt Gummer come to kill a man.
I'm glad you picked this episode. This is one of the best just straight Burt Gummer episodes, pitting him up against people who are crazier than he is. And then Mulder and Scully.
Not gonna lie, I basically let Zolgar pick.
Which one do you like, Grim?
I haven't seen the show in so long that I barely remember any of it.
Huh.
Well,
It's
you should fix
been
that.
Like a decade minimum.
Oof.
It's been 1 week.
Damn it! I was... Low-hanging fruit. I was right there with that.
Gotta be quicker.
Something to Chinese chicken? I don't know.
Grab its drumstick.
Your brain stop sticking?
I love this. Like, I wonder how many times Bert is just sitting at home, just like this. Like, this is not...
The fact that he's in his skivvies is just a little unnerving.
I know it, for me, it humanizes him in a way that the piss jokes don't. Because,
Mostly he's in his skivvies stroking the gun. That's where it gets a little creepy
with it
for me.
upright in his lap.
Yeah.
That was a very masturbatory image.
Yeah, you know it was deliberate.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I can see him doing that at home, even without listening to the guy on the radio. Like, that's just Bert watching a war documentary or something, and probably correcting it, and just like, yeah, gotta kill me some rabbits.
I've been that flavor of Burt Gummer.
And Tyler just came out of the bathroom again. But I love Bert. What kind of pathetic bunch, those who do believe it. Can't imagine spending my life paranoid, doing all the click, chair, cock gun.
As he's locking up, jamming loading the gun.
It's the definition of irony. I can't tell. Every time I'm making notes for this show, I'm writing how ironic Burt Gummer is. Like, that's always Burt, irony, giant irony.
And the best part of it is, Michael plays him completely straight.
Yeah! Okay, so do you think this might be Michael Gross's best role?
He's done other roles?
Yeah, it's the only role I actually know him from.
I know. Okay, so I actually asked that because I was like, I wrote it down and I was like, oh, what's mine? What other ones do I have to compare? Oh my God, I've never actually watched Michael Gross in anything else. Oops. So yeah, we're bad people. Just like I've never watched Short Circuit. I need to watch that still. I love Stampede, but I haven't got to that one. Also, this is a good one. The painters are actually in the background. This is that attention to detail thing. They say at the beginning the reason they got a bunk in the same room is that they're painting the hotel. The fucking painters are actually in the background of all the shots whenever they're at the hotel. I do that as a job, so that's where I was noticing, like, oh my god. Work! Look at them back there. They're even Mexican, too, to really just hammer it home. That's not racist, folks. Them's just facts. And yeah, we missed the X-Files reference, too, but just always... Actually, now that I think of it, that's the way they bring the X-Files into this is actually a really great way to reference something. Without being on your nose about it, make it a part of the plot. So,
Also, notice that in this, or a little bit earlier, we see Tyler's dog tags. Do we ever actually find out where he served? I don't remember.
Nope, I actually have a note for this. It's actually, again, part of the Stampede website. The dog tags are his dad's dog tags.
Okay.
And
it's like little details like that never get covered.
they had it planned out. They just never got all the way there. And then as I was writing the note down, I was like, oh man, that explains why Tyler and Bert work so well together. If his dad was a military man, there's probably a level of like, he's working with his dad, or feels like he is, and trying to work some things out there on a story level. Things to think about. Details. And actually, that what Tyler just said about the serial killer doing a graboid, like, oh yeah, what if it's not a graboid, it's actually a serial killer? I'm like, oh, I'm going to write that down. That would actually just make a great episode in general. A serial killer using a graboid as cover.
And especially, you either kill them and then you make their body like move enough that a graboid eats it, or you use the graboid to kill them.
Writing it down. No, that's why there's a lot of good angles on it. I was like, actually, that's just...
Graboids.
The RC trucks are one of my favorite things of this whole series.
You had your special unusual weapons episode, and I kept thinking, I was like, RC car is like the best weapon.
But no, they weren't unusual weapons. They were stupid weapons.
Oh yeah,
These
it was
are not
stupid weapons. Yes.
Yeah, RC car.
It's brilliant.
In the setting of Tremors, these are actually a weapon that makes a ton of sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, RC cars, remote control planes, basic drones.
Like, that's every time I see and you could be like, oh, they overuse it. No, like that's all. If I personally was to go into battle against graboids, it would be to grab RC cars. Just keep it going. I'll edit it. You're all good. Just we'll pause for a second. We'll keep it going. I'll edit it out. Honestly, I don't mind revamping.
Just how it go.
Yeah. So it goes. We do what we can with what we got. Honestly, I'm kind of wondering. I legit just did a podcast last Friday. That was 2 hours long. So now I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did you do to me, Zoom?
Zoom is the devil.
No, all technology is. No, there is no such thing as the devil. We are the devil. We are the devil, and I am not God. Or that's not how the phrase goes. But again, this is what editing is for. I actually like to leave this in for video people, but I always take it out of the audio. Hello, hello. I'm vamping for to go. Seriously, I was just saying to Grim, I did one last week that was 2 hours. I know I just said that on the Twitter too. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it just got updated to having a 40-minute time limit on Zoom.
Well, we'll be using Discord more. I have no idea how to use Discord. That's where I'm always like, son of a
apparently
bitch.
there's also one called Zencaster that works really well. We haven't tried it yet, but I've heard that one is one of the best for doing remote podcasts because it'll actually record everybody as a separate track.
Oh, that's sexy. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I paused it. Like I said, I was telling Grim, we'll just edit some of that out, or I'll leave it in for video people. But podcast people, this is why you got to watch the rest. Watch it.
Okay, roughly what timestamp are we paused at?
That's a great question. I'm on an Xbox, so I have no idea. I can't. Like, it's Xbox 360 too. Not even like.
There is only Zool.
So what was that, Levi?
I have no idea. That's where it's like. I would guess 23 minutes in.
Definitely not 23 minutes in.
Shit.
Because I'm paused at 17:27.
Son of a bitch. Then that might not. That probably is how far we are. Like it's pretty early. Tyler and Bert are in the Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Graboid just went under them, and they are now trying to chase it down.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Mine's being dumb. Hold on a second. You said 25?
Boom, boom, boom.
27, give or take.
25.
It's okay if it's off. Like I said, the conversation of it ends up flowing it anyway.
All right, and paused at 25.
And 3, 2, 1, and play. Because really, the whole thing is just—it's all part of the fun of the podcast. This is not meant to be rigid. We are not robots, and Grim, don't touch on it later. That was my one note.
I'm going to touch on everything later.
Ah.
I'm going to touch everything. All the stuff. I'm going to get my grubby little gremlin hands all over it.
But do it now, not later. Yeah.
No. You got to let it simmer for a little while. You got to let it stew.
But the grub is on the hands. It's like when you got Doritos, it's on your hands. You know, it doesn't. The grub doesn't simmer onto your hands. Psha. No, you just always say, you're always like, oh, I'll touch on that later. Touch on that later. I'm like, no! Touch on it now! Please.
Grim just likes touching on everything later.
It's okay, the video's off, so no one's gonna know if you're touching on something now. Besides, I mean, like, I don't know how closed your guys' doors are or whatever. I'm having a laugh too. If you end up watching back on the series, and you're in like imperfection, there's a shit ton of trees. There's way too many trees than there should be in the middle of the desert. And I was watching this. It's hilarious. This is actually a desert.
Have you ever lived in the middle of a desert?
No, but I'm pretty sure they don't. There's not tons of trees. I mean, there's some trees.
Depends on where you are in the desert.
If you're
Listen,
in,
all you need to know is that the desert sucks.
okay, it doesn't suck. It actually has a variety of wildlife and is a natural ecosystem, and we should
Nope, it
respect
sucks.
the desert.
I have been a desert rat my entire life, so I have seen a lot of the variety of desert, including very...
I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Are you?
Well, that was a little short.
Oh, look at that wonderfully crappy 90s CGI go away. Actually, it's not bad. I was noting that, like, it's not terrible.
Listen,
For a low-budget 90s TV show,
It's not
CGI
terrible.
is great.
they just need a leg up.
Yeah.
Grim, could you come here for a moment?
No.
So, for all of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans out there, we have Sully. And Sully's with that girl that Sully likes. I just had to point that out. I don't know if you guys are Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans, but I'm always like, oh, it's Sully and Sully's girlfriend. Autism. It's fun.
Now, do either of you recognize that guy?
Oh yeah.
Armin
Hi,
Shimmerman?
Quark.
Yep.
Okay, see, I actually know his name. He's in Stargate. No? Does that joke pass?
Look, I love Stargate, but I'm a Trekkie.
Ooh. You know,
Which is why I recognize him, because he's Quark.
I have to laugh because I've never watched any Star Trek now that I think of it, but I do know Quark enough from pop culture. That makeup is great.
You know, I don't know if we can still be on this if you haven't watched Star Trek.
I didn't say it was bad. Okay, see, now Star Wars I've watched and I fucking hate. But Star Trek, you know, I haven't watched it, but I actually respect it from
You
a
hate
distance.
Star Wars?
Okay,
All right.
no, I don't hate it. I don't
I'm just
hate
gonna
it. I'm
disconnect
ambivalent.
here and,
I'm
just catch
ambivalent.
you later.
I say I'm neutral. I don't hate it. I'm neutral about Star Wars. But I actually respect Star Trek. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, so I've never had time for Star Trek. But one day I will. And I'll be like, that was really good stuff. I can hear you both like seething with hate right now. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to force choke you over the Zoom call. No.
Let me get Darth Puppius in here.
Okay. Star Wars isn't bad, all right? It's where but it's also not good.
Now that I will say is true.
Like it's
Depends on the Star Wars. Some Star Wars is really good.
you know what's weird?
Some is not.
I like Rogue One and Han Solo, so that's where I'm just so. It's the other thing.
Rogue One was a solid film.
Yeah. But yeah, Star Wars, man. Just beep on the seismograph for me. Is that a bullet or is that a pencil? I didn't even
bullet.
notice that. Sorry.
That's a bullet for Bert's big gun.
Oh my god, it is! Oh my god, it is the bullet.
Yep, that's a 50 BMG.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote it down too. It's for a Barrett A821 50 cal. And then, Bert, this shit. I'm so with him on this. Stop destroying other people's property. Those tires are expensive.
Yeah, those tires are very expensive.
Like those are big ass industrial tires.
That running gag.
The what?
The running gag of the guy never being able to finish.
Oh, I thought you said that too. It's one of my favorite things. And then Tyler, the final bit of it when he finally comes in is like, "Look, man, I've been in here 3 times and I still haven't gotten a meal." So. That's where this is actually Steve Wilson's favorite episode. It was a hard rewrite. It's actually Bab Grahowski's. It's another writer's episode, and they had to rewrite it like crazy. But it ended up being Steve Wilson's favorite episode of the series. Because it's got good. Actually, Tyler here. I keep stopping, and I should be asking more questions and saying stuff more, but I've actually keep getting caught up in Bert and Tyler's relationship. And Tyler has a lot of these speeches here where you're like, "Damn, man, you are like a redneck, like the smartest fucking redneck I've met."
Listen, every group needs the face character.
But he's like face and brains, or at least charisma, or well, that's a face too.
Yeah, brains. I'm not sure anyone in the whole group is brains. Maybe Nancy.
She's at least the level-headed one. And I love Nancy in the series. She's one of my favorites. I wasn't so much a fan of her in the movies, but come around to this, Marcia Strassman plays it like crazy. I just realized that
I love how saying that physically hurt.
I just saw that too.
What? Yeah, just that face he makes just after he says it.
That's what I mean. So much irony.
Caused him physical pain.
And this is where I say this in a lot of other Talking Tremors episodes because people will be like, "Oh, Michael Gross got too old to do Tremors anymore, and he can't do it." And I'm like, okay. Some of my favorite.
Liam Neeson says what?
Some of my favorite Tremors, he doesn't have to be running around all the time. Stop making him do that. Actually, that's part of the charm of Tremors is you're stuck on things or not having to move around a lot. Let him just act. Isn't that awesome? Let's just let him act. And this is all him.
What they could have done if they wanted to let Bert slow down is they could have started to let Bert be a what's the word? A more mentor.
I was just saying mentor, yeah.
Commander character.
Pull a straight I'm getting too old for this shit and I'm gonna just retire. But still helping out.
He tried.
In the background. No. He fucked off to an island and pulled some bullshit. Didn't bring any guns. And don't even get me fucking started.
That's a form of retirement.
No. He wasn't retiring. What part of that felt like he was retiring? He actually he left because they were going to make him put in a sewer. That's not retiring. That's him being a grumpy old man and fucking off to the wilderness for no reason. I mean it.
It got dark fast.
Yeah. It definitely got dark fast.
Hey, you do what you can with what you got, folks. Oh, and here, like I said, the smack. Still haven't had a meal. Oh. Background jokes, always good. And this ends up, again, another great Tyler monologue here. Who is your favorite person to pair up with Bert? I love Tyler and Bert. That's my favorite. Like I said, this right here is just beautiful. But who's your favorite person to put with Bert? No one?
I just like this monologue too much.
No, I know, right? This like I can't like I don't have the sound on, but there's part I want to be quiet to listen to. Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. I have this thing where actually this is two of the greatest representations of what I think the MAGA crowd likes to think of itself. All right, Burt Gummer and Tyler Reed is if you want to personify what those people feel like are in their heads. It's that. And they're actually great. They're smart, relatable characters that aren't fucking idiots. And I kind of love them. And there's a part of me that hopes for that. But I know the opposite is true. They're not actually like that. They're more tusk on their heads. I hope I'm not offending anyone or you guys. I'm just saying. I was assuming from your other episodes.
In which Tyler learns the greatest secret of customer service. You gotta out crazy them.
That's fucking... It's brilliant though, man. The Graboids.
You gotta out crazy them.
They are the aliens. It's fucking brilliant. This is like, yeah, this might be my favorite. Actually, this Night of the Shriekers or this one. Actually, Night of the Shriekers for action because it's got that great. But this is a straight writing and character and everything that all actually just writing is boom. I'm getting caught like yeah, I'm with you, Tyler. We gotta stop them. They're coming at us from under the ground. Actually, that's another. Do you think Graboids might come from space?
I mean, it's possible.
So we do know that if they come from space, they've been on Earth for a very, very long time. So I don't know.
I always have the King Ghidorah of it from like, oh yeah, they just probably fell to Earth a long ass time ago.
Well, I don't know. My opinion is that that's part of the beauty of Tremors is that they never try to answer where they actually came from.
I always feel it's just the slightest mistake that they did in 2. Just the like, oh man, to have left it up in the air. That's right, I said I'd love for it to be space in the past. That way it's all of them. And here's what would be your Graboid merch? Or, sorry, what would be your Tremors merch? If you could make a piece of Tremors merch, what would it be? It can't be a Graboid dildo.
I want the Tremors gotchas that just get released in Japan.
Dude! Don't...
I want a rubberized Graboid puppet that I can terrorize people with.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Your loved ones are dead. Because you're all idiots.
They're not
You
idiots.
would know.
Honestly,
We're the experts here.
I wish that like 1 or 2 of these people had gotten eaten here at the end. I don't know what that says about me.
That would have been glorious.
It feels like they should. Just to really hammer home the like, oh fuck, you fucked up. You fucked up. But yeah, they're all the merch back there. All of it. I want the Graboid body pillow. That's mine. To hug and to hold.
That could be fun.
And the codes. There's the writing. Bringing it back around. Boom. It's weird. That rack back there behind Nancy looks like... It reminds me of Jurassic Park. Like, that just feels like a straight up... that scene with the ice cream from Jurassic Park. Let's just take that shelf back there and copy it. Not bad. You can tell a woman wrote this episode. I don't mean to be like that, but I am going to be like that. Because there's a tiny arc for a small woman character in the episode. I love Rosalita going through her whole, like, learning about military vectors, and there's no Bravo, Charlie, or Delta button. Or North and South. I'm not good with North and South. Here's a great one. Do you think that Reba or Heather and Bert could ever actually get back together again?
I mean, we don't know the particulars of their split breakup, so it's hard to say.
Well, the particulars of their breakup was basically that Bert Gummer couldn't handle the world without threat of nuclear war. I don't think they could have gotten back together unless Bert changed.
I'm with you on that. I don't think they can ever actually get back together.
I don't.
Not because it's he needs to change. Honestly, you just hit it right on the head. To live that constant life of fear, and he is addicted to graboid hunting. Like, he would have to, like, actually retire from that. It's where, like, you said the thing about in 7, he retired. It's like, if he retired the minute they were like, oh, you want to go graboid hunting, he wouldn't have, like, suited up and gone. Like, come on. Walk away from this. Be a better person. And on that note, should we kill graboids?
That's a tough one, because I mean, they are a rare species, and you know, we have this mentality of that we are in control, but at the same time, we are the apex species, so
I think no. Honestly, I don't care if we're the apex species, man. Like, the only ones I don't mind killing are shriekers, because those things should just be they're just a threat to all life in general. But graboids and ass blasters are beautiful.
That's part of it, because the problem is the graboids become shriekers. The shriekers will then reproduce, and if left unchecked, there is nothing other than humans right now that is actually a threat to graboids and would prevent them from basically wiping out all life on Earth.
Oops. I have to reevaluate some thoughts. Honestly, I hadn't even thought about it like that. Because if it was you can't kill them, then you'd have to let the cycle repeat. Oh, man. I guess part of my mind was stuck in the El Blanco. Oh, yeah, they're all albinos. But no, your graboid would have to evolve into shriekers, which you would either kill or make ass blasters, which would then make more. And more irony. Oh, and a practical effect, but more irony. Oh. This is where I say, man, like, 7 is not an ending in any kind of sense, because, like, Bert spent like 20 or like 15 years waiting to fire this gun, and Tyler fires it. Bert needs to kill one graboid with that gun at least fucking once, because, like, he had that in 2 and he never got to use it, and then he got it for 3 and he never got to use it. He's got it here, and Tyler gets to fire the first. You were right, Bert. That's one loud gun. Oh, the irony. But seriously, he needs to, like, get one more shot and actually fire it on a graboid.
And there is only one graboid that is allowed to eat Bert Gummer.
Fuck yes! Ah, I love you, Zolgar. I want to make out with you right now. Oh.
Listen. He and El Blanco have an understanding. They came to an agreement.
Only one. Only one. I've never read Moby Dick, but I assume that the whale eats him at the end.
I've never read Moby Dick either.
I was hoping, like, wait, has somebody? Did one of you guys? Because I have no interest to. I have enough of an idea. And the Graboids are aliens, just still beautiful.
Different breed of alien.
But yeah, Bert can only die to El Blanco. That's the only way that goes. Oh, and then this is where I'd love to have Reba back. Not to get those two back together, but for the tension.
We're leaving now. Bye. Bye now.
And even, like, this is just punching Bert in the face repeatedly, like, oh yeah, did you lose your wife? Oh, and then do the, just a government man doing his job for the taxpayers. Oh! Don't say a word. That's the Bert Gower I know and love. Like, oh, it just hurts. It's beautiful, and it hurts.
I believe that may be the second time Bert has come close to killing a man.
Yep. And that man was himself. He only has himself to blame for that. And yeah, that might be why that's my favorite episode of this whole series. Just watching Michael Gross get to act however the hell he wants. So I'll start with Grim. You haven't watched this in a long time. I know we were talking over it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your rating of this episode, and why?
This is a pretty good episode. It maintains a lot of the production value that I remember from the series, which for TV was actually pretty good. It's always a good time watching Bert squirm. Just the level of I need all of the showers when he said there is no government conspiracy. He looked like he wanted to be struck dead right then and there.
He probably went home and was just like, I'm a real man. I hate the government. I'm okay.
Goes home and scrubs himself with, gunpowder.
Lime, or what's they use in jail? Or yeah, it is lime.
Pumice. Goes over himself with pumice.
No, I think you had it right the first time. Gunpowder.
Pumice and gunpowder.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
This is who I am.
Rinses himself off with petrol.
It's much better than piss.
Nah, I'm not sure he rinses himself off with petrol.
What do you think he rinsed him off? What was it? What do you think it was, Zolgar?
Gun oil?
Yeah, more gun oil. That would be a much more likely one.
He definitely rubbed something off with gun oil. So, Zolgar, what was your rating?
Hey, lubrication is lubrication.
I was talking about the gun, guys.
Uh-huh, sure you were.
I don't know what you mean. Give me a rating.
I have words.
Give me a rating. Look me in the eyes.
No, I will never look you in the eye.
Ah, that's good shit.
I just don't do eye contact anyway.
Wow. But yeah, what'd you think of the episode, Zolgar?
So I will rate that dog.
Now, is that like a Chihuahua or a Kaiju?
A kaiju, obviously.
Okay.
rates things by Chihuahua? That'd just be stupid.
I don't know. Paris Hilton?
Chihuahuas are not dogs. Chihuahuas are rats.
Listen. If I can punt it for a field goal, it's not a dog. I will die on that hill.
Please do.
Please
I'm
don't.
taking you all with me.
It's just a dog, guys. We don't need to die for it. You know that, right? We'll be safe.
Yeah, but we're millennials, so like.
What's
We
that?
want to die on the hill.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Just plant the flag.
Sweet, sweet oblivion.
No more debt. No more.
No more pain
Potential dread.
and existence.
I think we're getting too serious here.
No, this is good.
Fart
So,
joke.
do you
Butts,
feel like
butts,
life
butts,
is a
butts,
crushing
butts,
metaphor
butts.
for the Matrix? And are we trapped in a loop of a modal over and over again?
No. Because everything keeps getting worse.
Yeah, the simulation is definitely ongoing. Also, it needs a patch.
It needs a lot of patches.
Listen, okay, this is the worst game ever. Okay, no real character customization that isn't a pain in the ass to do. You don't get to pick your character class. The player-run economy is broken to hell and back.
Hey, the graphics are great.
The graphics are great, sure, but I don't think this steaming pile has been patched in who knows how long.
It does have a solid physics engine.
Does it? I don't know. Gets wonky.
I just feel like they need to do something about that player-run economy, just out of control.
Character
Yeah,
customization
and
would be nice.
The like ongoing debuff that you just get constantly as you keep playing longer, that's also really annoying.
I know, right? You should gain levels, not lose them.
Also, PvP is horribly inconsistent.
Yeah. And also, I mean, how much fun is it to have a game that's like one hit and you're down? And like you have permanent problems for the rest of your life sometimes.
Or sometimes that is the rest of your life. It's a terrible design.
You know, I know you're joking, but now I'm just like really thinking of life as a game, and I'm like, oh my god, this game sucks. I would
Right?
not buy this game.
That's what I've been saying.
You got cancer and went back to the carpet store? Ugh. Nobody?
Listen, all I need to know.
Do you
Three
think
simple words.
Do you think that Tremors is the new Christmas movie? You had a Die Hard episode, and I just had to ask that question.
Tremors is definitely not a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Is it a New Year's movie?
I would allow New Year's.
Tremors is a whenever the fuck you want to watch it movie.
There you go.
There's that too. Fair. Okay. What's your favorite Tremors movie? I'm forced.
I'm gonna get myself banned. 7. No.
No, hey, okay. Up until that ending,
I-
I'm fine with 7.
I think 7 is the second worst movie in the Tremors series.
Is Elgar? Can you come here for a moment?
No. If you want to stab me, you gotta come down the hall and do it yourself.
It's always stabbing. You know, you could use a gun and it would be way more efficient.
I don't
There
have
are
any
no guns in the house right now.
Slingshot.
Ah,
Now, so in all seriousness, my favorite Tremors movie is the first.
I gotta go with the second, just because it's got my favorite quote out of the whole franchise.
Which is?
I am completely out of ammunition. This has never happened before. Like it's not just the line; it's the whole setup for the line.
Oh, It's Michael Gross's acting.
The beat to hell truck puttering up, coming to a stop.
And
Bert getting out, beat all to hell.
There's one other thing that's really great about that when it's the first time you've seen the second one, especially if you're not familiar at all with the rest of the series. You don't know if maybe that truck puttering up and falling to a stop, you don't know if they're going to find Bert dead inside. Because at that point, they could have very easily killed off Bert in the second one if they weren't making the series focused on Bert.
Yeah.
It gets close there.
But then he gets out, and he's still trying to comport himself with that ultra seriousness that is Bert. And he just looks right at Earl, who's looking at him like, what the fuck? And then he just delivers the line.
And also, isn't that the first time he says something about being denied mission-critical information?
Yep.
I believe that is also the first time. Or at least the first time of that movie.
First time.
And, I mean, don't get me wrong. The second one is great. It really is. But for me, I think I like the first the most, partially because... first of all, you have the dynamic of Val and Earl, which Kevin Bacon was great.
Fred Ward, too.
Kevin Bacon back in any of the sequels.
It's his best role. I don't mean to be like that, but it's Kevin Bacon is my favorite, and I think it's his best role. I don't mean to be like that. I've watched a lot of Kevin Bacon movies, too, but it's his best.
I don't know. I've just got this weird suspicion that you might be a little, biased.
Okay.
No, definitely not.
So I actually grew up loving Footloose as my favorite Kevin Bacon movie. So fuck off. Seriously, no, I love Footloose, but then I really started watching Tremors more, and I was like, I'm sorry, this one wins. You want to talk about Hollow Man? It's a good one.
Hollow Man was good.
Actually,
Hey,
Super is another
Hollow
good
Man.
Kevin Bacon movie. Or it's not Kevin
Fucked up,
Bacon
but
movie,
good.
but yeah. Actually, I'm always afraid of Kevin Bacon after watching Hollow Man. I'm just not sure.
I am familiar, though, that there were a lot of people who complained about the tone of Hollow Man, and it's like, they obviously never actually paid attention to The Invisible Man.
Yeah, no, The Invisible Man is a fucking horror story.
And there were a lot of things that were obviously not included in The Invisible Man just because of the era it was written. Because, I mean, we see in The Invisible Man, God, I forgot the main character's name, but we see the title character basically just doing that whole, I can do whatever I want, I can take whatever I want, I can go wherever I want. So you translate that into a modern story, and you're probably going to get some very creepy and
it gets fucky.
Yeah,
it gets fucky.
As far as I know, I think the remake or the new one that they did of Invisible Man does the same thing with that, where they get real weird with it.
Yeah, it gets fucky.
Stalkery.
Because you go on a power trip.
Yeah, nobody can see you.
As they say, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
That. And in the land of the podcasting, those with better audio equipment are able to not be kings. For thouest makest morest. Nobody has any idea No! Because those were words. We were talking, and those are talkings. Fuck you, Zoom.
I think I missed some of that because I got disconnected again.
No, you didn't! No, what? No, you didn't! No, that was nothing. There was nothing. Knowest thou, sir? Ha!
So apparently he's on the good drugs.
What if? I wish, man. Actually, I haven't really done anything for... I just don't do anything at all. There's this coffee. And that's not a drug. That's PBS.
I mean, caffeine is in fact a drug.
What? No, it's not. We're in
Island's
America. You know
mortal.
that, right? Coffee's not a drug in America.
Okay, first of all, as the unholy bundead, how dare you call me mortal?
Did you say unholy undead? Was that a Riddick reference?
No, not unholy undead.
I am the unholy bundead.
Dead.
Bun or fun? What the fuck?
I am the unholy bundead.
Oh. Well, now I'm hungry.
And my bundead legions.
Is your ass dead?
No. They're rabbits. They're undead rabbits. They're
Oh. Bun. Bun dead. That still sounds like a roll.
We really need to work that bit into the podcast more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't hear it, so how would I know? Went through your whole catalog and didn't hear anything about bunnies.
Like I said, we should work it into it.
Yeah, we haven't gotten it in there yet.
Working on it. We have so many bits.
Work them in
We've known each
there.
other for
About 2 decades.
damn near. And neither of us has
do it.
fucking died yet. How'd that happen?
I'm not sure.
Why would you die doing podcasting? Are you in perfection doing podcasting? What?
I mean, close enough. We're in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh,
Perfection, Tucson, same difference.
it's dry and hot and terrible.
Pretty much. So when I shit talk the desert, I'm talking from personal experience in real time right now.
Look around you. So, are you afraid of graboids?
No.
When I was a child, so I saw Tremors when it was relatively new, and I am 38, so I was like, I was 6 years old when it released, so, and I saw it before I turned 10. And again, I grew up in the desert. I lived in a rickety mobile home in the desert. I was terrified of graboids as a child.
I am not afraid of graboids for one very specific reason. I know how to deal with them. Fun fact, that's actually the reason why I originally started getting into, researching the occult, reading Dracula, all that other stuff, is because once I know how to deal with the monster, I'm no longer afraid of the monster.
Fuck yes. That's why I watch horror movies, so you know how to do something about it.
I know how to deal with most of the major monsters that exist.
Yeah.
Fucking Winchesters can eat a dick.
It's
Also,
true, man.
the other thing with graboids is, in a city, graboids aren't really much of a threat.
Yeah, like that might come up in the yard, but we can deal with that.
I'm not even sure they would come up in the yard because first of all, there's so much vibration in the city. There's all the traffic on the roads, and there is so much stuff, in terms of, the sewer and everything underground. I think that graboids would be.
Not to mention, I want to point out that it is, in fact, right now. Hold on, let me get my phone out. Let me get you an accurate reading here.
Whew.
Anytime this millennia. There we go. It is 92 degrees outside. in the
Holy
middle of May.
shit.
Heck, we're still in the beginning of May.
Wow.
I mean, granted, I don't think graboids care about heat, but
Graboids don't, but that's how shriekers and ass blasters see.
Actually, that would make
So
it easier for
that
you.
is only a few degrees cooler than the human body.
Yeah.
and so there would actually be a lot of really hot things, like a building that was in the sun, so it would throw off the heat vision of.
Yeah, that was
Shriekers
always
and
the
ass
one part of 3 that bothered me is like all those metal shacks in Perfection would be like glowing neon in IR.
Huh.
Unless it was like winter when it happened.
Okay, so then it's it's still out in the sun. It's still heat.
But not doesn't get as things don't get as hot in the winter.
But yeah, so like, don't need to worry about shriekers. Don't need to worry about ass blasters. Graboid's not that difficult to deal with.
And at which point the only thing we have left is the first iteration, the Dirt Dragons, which, meh.
Oh, I love those things. Those things are freaky.
But at the same time, they're about the same as Graboids in terms of their threat level. So they're a little bit harder to track because they're smaller. But again, I don't think we would have them in a city because I think the cities, like, just general overall noise of the city would drive Graboids away.
Until it's hunting time. And then they're like target-rich environment.
No, even when it's hunting time. Because there would be so much that they would be going after everything that vibrated to a point where they'd be like, this is too much. They wouldn't be able to actually find targets because there would be all kinds of things that are triggering those same senses that are not edible. Graboids are really only a threat out in rural areas where there are smaller amounts of things and a lot less underground obstacles. Plus, rural areas is where you'll get things like, I don't know, cattle and stuff like that.
Because they'd have to feed on things before humans found out. So, like, can't just eat people. We find out quick.
I mean, a smart Graboid would, like, just go pick off, like, one cattle every now and then from different farmers. And it could last a long time without getting noticed.
It would have to know that they're different farms, though. That's like, I assume they're just indiscriminately killers. Like, I make the point about humans, but they're just like, oh, they're sound. They're going to go for it.
Well, except we do learn that Graboids are intelligent. They have the capability of learning. So it would be possible if you had especially one like El Blanco that was unable to reproduce, so just kept on going in the Graboid state. It would eventually learn that if it hit one place too much, it would attract attention.
They actually do that in the show.
Trying to kill it.
I actually have a whole theory, and they actually talk about it on the Stampede site, where you can tell that El Blanco knows not to eat the people in the store, like in Perfection. Like, it will eat tourists and stuff, like anywhere else, but it doesn't like to come up in the middle of town because it knows the town brings it food. Like, it's smart enough to, like, have figured it out. That's why in the Graboid Rights episode, it actually comes up in the town and doesn't eat anybody. And it's just like, please help me. I can't take it anymore. So El Blanco shows he's smart enough to do that. So I would assume any Graboid, given enough time, could also do the same thing.
Yeah, because for the most part, Graboids don't last long enough to really start to learn. Same with Shriekers don't really last long enough to really learn. So, I mean, you give something a chance to settle down and learn, and it's going to get terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Oh, I'm now just realizing that's why Messerschmitt in the Blast from the Past episode, the Ass Blaster episode of this, gets really smart because he's managed to live that long. Oh, that is a good. The age is what does it. They leveled up. They experienced.
but now there is a question I have with specifically Messerschmitt, and that is how.
I didn't hear you. Oop, hold on. What was your question? I lost it. How long, Messerschmitt?
Yeah. So how long do ass blasters go before they lay their egg?
Oh, this is one that would have got answered in Tremors 5 Going Down Under. I'm always so pissed, and Steve won't officially reveal the answer. It's only just they have one egg, and when they lay the egg, they die. They're like salmon. So if you can get them to keep the egg, I assume it'll live longer. That's my best guess.
When you think about the overarching life cycle of of graboids, it is terrifying the rate they can reproduce.
I hate
Because
shriekers.
one graboid becomes 3 shriekers. So even if those shriekers never eat anything, then those 3 shriekers become ass blasters who lay their eggs, which the eggs become dirt dragons, which become graboids. So now your 1 graboid is 3 graboids, which becomes 9 shriekers, and so forth. And then at the rate that shriekers can reproduce, dear God.
Yeah.
Which is why I say you have to kill graboids, because otherwise they will, if left unchecked, annihilate all life on Earth. And I mean all life.
Mm-hmm.
See, I never think of them as scary
far
like
as
that,
threat
but when you put the
level
shriekers
goes,
in there.
like from an ecological end of the species perspective, they are right up there with xenomorphs.
Oh, yeah.
If anything, they're worse than a xenomorph because a xenomorph will always be inherently limited by the population of available hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whereas graboids, as long as there is something they can eat, they will keep going.
I was going to say, if it's making a noise, they'll eat it. They don't
And
care.
considering shriekers can eat literally anything.
Just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Out of all 3, Graboid, Shriekers, and Ass Blasters, which one are you most afraid of?
Well, there's 4, because there's also dirt dragons.
Well, okay, there's actually 5, because there's Mixmaster, too.
But I am only counting the life cycle of
I know.
graboids.
I was just being funny.
I mean,
So, yeah.
Mixmaster is a different thing entirely, and is absolutely terrifying because of the possibilities of it. I mean, what happens if you have a graboid that you end up with some form of graboid mixed with Mixmaster?
I got that. It's a shriek. I have. What if you combined a Graboid, a Shrieker, and an Ass Blaster all into the same thing? Shrieking Grab Blasters.
Fire.
Yeah.
Lots of fire.
I mean, even worse. Okay, what if we get bloody hell. Okay, let's just go completely ridiculous here for a moment. What happens if we get, I don't know, a mix of Ass Blaster, or either Shrieker or Ass Blaster, and say Bull, or some other extremely large, durable animal?
Writing it down.
I mean,
Ooh.
that's why God gave us 50 BMG.
But see, you can't. This is what's great about Mixmaster. You can't, like, shoot it and blow it up because then you spread its DNA.
Also,
well, what you do is you shoot the primary form and then you bathe the area in fire.
Okay, that works.
I mean, here's another terrifying thought for you.
Fucking exterminatus.
Graboids and sharks.
Oh, yeah. People are always wanting underwater graboids.
Killer
and that's,
whales.
Yes.
Killer whales are worse than sharks.
Orcas are the assholes of the sea.
Graboids and squids.
That could be pretty good too.
Oh, ooh. Actually, again,
Would
writing
you like
this.
to know? I'm gonna let you in a little secret real quick here. Would you like to know how absolutely terrifying orcas actually are?
They hunt people. They're smarter than graboids.
Nope. Even more terrifying than hunting people.
What?
Orcas are the only naturally occurring marine predator of a moose.
I heard all of the words in that sentence,
Uh-huh.
and my brain is still like.
Uh-huh.
I know. I know the thing that whales are land mammals because you can still see their fingers in the fins or whatever, but that's fucked up.
No,
Yeah,
so
moose will frequently dive into waters to forage leafy stuff from the bottom of like rivers and lakes and shorelines, and every so often an orca will swim by and take out a moose.
Meese are big, man. They're big.
Yeah, so imagine for a moment. All right, so you're just kind of you're doing some diving, and all of a sudden there's a moose, which because they can dive. What is it like 20? It's like 20 or 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, oh, holy shit, there's a moose, and then a killer whale swims by and grabs a moose.
Uh-huh.
That's where you just get out of the water and throw out your scuba equipment and just you're like
That's
nope.
where it's just like Grandpa Fish had the right idea. Get the fuck out the water.
Nope. Nope.
Get the fuck out the water.
It's not safe anywhere. We got graboids on the land, orcas in the water. We're screwed.
So of all five, I'm obviously most terrified of Mixmaster because of the potential. If we remove Mixmaster from the equation and just go with the 4 life cycles of graboids, it's a bit of a toss-up. I think the one I would consider the most scary of the life cycles of graboids is ass blasters, because graboids, they can only come at you from one direction. They can come at you from the ground, and they are, once you know what's going on with them, they are relatively easy to track and avoid. Ass blasters fly, so they can come at you from on the ground, from ground level or above, and they are harder overall to get away from.
I've always wanted to see a single ass blaster track a person. I thought that would be a great episode. Like it just stalks someone. Like I think that would be the greatest use of them. They're scary predator styles.
I mean, you gotta respect the entire predatory life cycle of the graboid species. But at the end of the day, none of them really scare me because, again, I know how to deal with them.
Not a one?
I mean, you're talking to somebody who, in an alternate reality, if my body wasn't shit, would probably be a professional monster hunter. Like, once you know what you're dealing with, like, yeah, respect the monster. For sure. But once you know what you're dealing with, it's not, like, it's a threat, but it's not a threat. You know what I mean?
See, I'm with that way with most monsters, except for Shriekers, man. I have an underlying, because of their ability to reproduce and the way that they attack and can just rip through things. I know, I'm with you on the, if you know how to deal with something. But
that's why God gave us shotguns. And flamethrowers.
I want the shotgun shovel. I kept seeing the shotgun shovel gif that the Tremor Saga was using. I want that. I want a shotgun shovel. See that?
Like, once you know what you're dealing with, like, the main threat, there's a moment, a period in an outbreak where there is a genuine threat to all and sundry, and that is that brief window where nobody knows they're there. But as soon as you know they're there, you know what you're dealing with, you can deal with it.
Yeah, because humans are remarkably adaptable. That's one of the things that's always a problem with most zombie apocalypse media. there's once humans know what's going on and how to deal with it, we are going to get back to normal so fast with something like zombies. And I mean, we see it in the Tremors series. You know, how fast do people just go, oh, okay, we learn how to live around Graboid.
There's a giant worm under the store. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's a matter of we can adapt to anything psychologically, and we can adapt to anything. Well, not anything, but most things physically. Like physically speaking, we're frickin' space orcs. We can survive in an incredible range of temperatures. We can survive consuming organic material that is toxic to most other species on the planet.
We recreationally consume organic material that is toxic to us.
Uh-huh.
Which is like, this is poison. But
What?
if we take it in small amounts, it makes us feel good.
Yeah, okay, check this out, right?
What?
Blow a limb off. You can still go.
Just but a flesh wound.
Most of the other species on this planet, you take a limb off, that animal is done.
Gone.
Unless they are receiving immediate medical treatment from a skilled veterinarian.
Even then, it's still kind of fucked.
Like if they're a horse, they're just done.
Yep.
Now, if a human loses a limb, like suddenly, and does not get medical attention right away, they are still done. Because
you're going to bleed out. Period.
Yeah, you will bleed out. That is,
But you can still live your life.
But I want to point out, it's the fact that you're bleeding out, not the trauma itself.
Yeah. You got to keep the human bean juice inside.
Bean juice got to stay in the bean can. Bean juice stay in the bean. That's where the bean juice belongs.
That's some good ham.
Sorry, I just had to make the Watchmen reference.
Yeah, seriously, no, we are remarkably,
oh, yeah.
I can't remember where I read it. This was many, 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 many years ago. There was a story about this female police officer off duty in her own driveway, gets out of a car, a squad of gangers pull up in their ride, drive by her, gets her right in the pump. She drops 2 of them, and then goes inside and calls her own ambulance. Space orcs. I'm telling you. Like, fantasy and sci-fi games get it all wrong, in my opinion, where we're like the weak baseline or whatever. Like, no, we're terrifying.
I wouldn't fuck with humans, man.
I mean,
Humans are stupid. I'm glad I'm not one.
just don't tell him. I'm not gonna tell him.
He's a talking shrieker. It happened.
I'm not gonna tell him. You don't tell him.
So, what do you think about Burt Gummer and Red Pillars? I want you to come on, get into it. Don't be afraid. Tackle the topic. So, okay, I was being a joke because I can hear you just like, oh my god, fuck.
I haven't had enough sleep for this, man.
But no. You can, like I said, this is. I heard you being afraid to get political in your own podcast, but that's not really what this is about. This is that like fucking Burt Gummer and Red Pillars, man. Like, what is the?
So
I always feel like Burt Gummer halfway inspired them in a sense, and I'm always getting like pissed about trying to find a way to stop it. So
Burt Gummer
himself is not a red pillar.
Oh no!
Himself.
Oh no! Oh, that was not my content. Oh no, that was not my connotation.
Gummer would drop kick them into the middle of El Blanco's feeding grounds.
But the whole thing on the whole thing on that is it's just another case that is very, very common with that group of you missed the fucking point.
Hmm? Fight Club, The Joker,
Rorschach.
Oh, shit.
Rorschach,
Judge
like,
Dredd.
Judge Dredd.
Matrix.
Oh my god, it really...
Matrix.
Oh!
You missed the fucking point.
Oh my god. I need to make a
We
meme,
actually
an
planned
advert
an
to that.
episode regarding that at some point.
At some
you
point.
missed the
So
fucking
I actually
point.
bring it up.
Yeah. Fucking Rick and Morty. You are not supposed to like Rick.
No.
You are not supposed to emulate Rick.
Oh.
And yet, nah.
You must have a high IQ to listen to this podcast, folks.
No, we're just a couple of idiots.
But oh my god, that just hit the nail on the head. There's actually one or two people that I think get Bert. And that would be Baby Fark McGee's, and then there's the guy, if you've never seen it, that runs the Burt Gummers subterranean meme stash. And I don't agree with that dude's regular politics, but the way he definitely gets Bert, and it's that slapping motherfuckers motion. I'm always into that. You missed the fucking point of the character.
Yeah, Bert is a humorous character who is built around some of the concepts of the radical survivalist, but at the same time, in addition to what most survivalists do of, I'm hoarding guns, he also hoards food, he has resources, and here's the kicker about Bert. He does not personally, as an individual, hoard those resources. Those resources are for other people too.
Mm-hmm.
When in 3, when there's the ass blasters, he's just like, okay, we have problems. We are getting into my bunker, and we can stay here as long as we need to. It's not, I'm going into my bunker, fuck y'all, or I have the guns, I can take whatever I want. It is, I am doing this so that we can maintain some level of civilization while we figure out how to deal with this most recent threat, which is what a prepper is supposed to be.
A true survivalist recognizes that we are a pack animal.
We need people. You can't survive without it.
Because here's the thing. You need a wide, varied group of individuals for multiple reasons.
All the knowledges, all the tools.
Like, who's making your clothes? Who's growing your food? The rations won't last forever.
That was the great part about the Ass Blaster episode of the series, though, is because it's being all just, this stuff's all frivolous and pointless, and all these stupid, frivolous, pointless things.
The wind chime, the hammock.
Are actually really useful.
Yep. It's my favorite part of that
episode. I think that might be my second favorite episode of the series.
The straight, and Bert even said, "What do you guys know? You're just a bunch of girls, women." And then Jody just straight up like, "Hey, we know a lot of things that you don't fucking know, so I don't want to hear about it." And then to go on through the rest of the episode, the hammock and the wind chimes end up saving the day, and the cooking. Oh my god! And the cooking, the fine dining. That's a legit. Oh my god, that makes your point exactly about all of the. You need all of these things for the actual survival school. And on that note, would you do Burt Gummer's survival school? I always have that question.
No.
I'll be honest. I think if I spent more than 5 minutes around Bert in person, there might be a shooting. Him or me, I'm not picky.
I can't disagree. I don't know.
I can admire Bert as a character from a distance, but if I knew him personally, one of us is getting shot.
I love.
I want to do. Go ahead.
Go. No. You first. You first, bro.
I want to do Burt Gummer's survival school because partially the kind of people that a survival school is going to attract are not people I want to spend time around.
Yeah.
Now, that would be the second half of the someone getting shot equation.
Also, like Grim just said, I like Bert as a character, and he is a very useful, important person to have around when shit hits the fan. When shit isn't hitting the fan, I want him as far away from me as I can.
Over there.
It's the Batman effect, okay? Batman can do everything, knows everything. He's serious, by the book, gets shit done. But when there ain't a crime around, you don't want to be hanging out at Wayne Manor because he's an asshole.
He's just brooding. He's sitting there with his gun, stroking it.
Yeah, like you just it's.
No, I'm always obviously I love Tremors. I'm doing this whole podcast. This goes without fucking saying. But there's a part of me that's always like, man, I feel bad for Michael Gross because he even said this himself, where like he just is the only one that stayed around. So that's why the focus is on Bert. And I'm like, man, I'd love Earl in Tremors 2 is one of my favorite characters because I love him. Like he was in the first movie and he's kind of cool and like all put together. But then in Tremors 2, he is fucking like, I'm losing my shit, man. I'm fucking what's that over there? And I'd love the actual characterization of it and watching that growth. And then that's where I said I love Nancy in the series, but the fact that like Bert ended up being our focus, I'm always kind of sad about. I feel like it definitely brings the series down in that sense by only having him as the one through line. Because I think other people that... Obviously, you guys have watched it all, and you like Tremors enough, too, to be like, there's some really good stuff in this that people don't realize because they're putting that, like, oh, it's a Sharknado, oh, it's got the crazy prepper guy in. Like, that's always what you hear for it. It's either Kevin Bacon or we hear about the crazy prepperness of it. It's like, I feel like that sells
but
the series short.
Prepper is what makes it. He is the linchpin.
Yeah, I honestly do not think that Tremors would be what it is without Michael Gross.
I was going to say Michael Gross, not Bert.
No, Bert. We need Bert. It's got to be Bert.
No,
Counterpoint.
because I love Hiram, bro. Tremors 4 is my favorite movie, and part of it is fucking Hiram.
Yeah, I love Hiram. He is...
The character arc on that, and then who he ends up being, and everything to get... that is...
Yep.
Michael Gross wins. Hit me!
But I do think that especially without Michael Gross, we would not have the series we have.
Oh,
and
no.
even to an extent, Burt Gummer... I see what you're saying about it kind of bringing it down and how people view it, that whole, oh, well, it's just,
I don't think it does bring it down.
With a prepper.
I think the audience perception, people that haven't seen it, I don't think it actually does bring it down in terms of rating or whatever, but how people see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to remember the first universal truth. People are stupid.
Think about how stupid the average person is, and then 50% of them are stupider than that.
People are idiots, and we'd know.
Again, you guys aren't idiots.
I assure you, we are just bumbling idiots.
No, I have set out this whole episode to be the bumbling idiot. To your guys' cool, calm, collected. Like, I imagine if there was a video of this, it would just be you, just like, oh my god. This fucker. Just a fucking...
Oh, calm, collect.
Fuck you guys back there. I can hear your brains. I can hear them. I can hear,
What you are hearing is the fleas jumping off of my head because I'm thinking too hard.
That counts! That's what I mean!
I'm just trying. When the fuck have I ever been cool, calm, and collected about any fucking thing?
What has been this whole episode then?
I'm a millennial, man. I'm just depression, stress, and anxiety stacked in a fucking trench coat.
You fooled me, okay? Maybe it's because I can't see you.
You're a bigger idiot than we are.
Okay, that's fair.
That's saying something.
I'd happily classify myself as an idiot. That's kind of the whole fucking point. No, shut. And on on that note, then to prove that you're not idiots, so Tremors is a metaphor and an allegory for how being gay and queer is always underneath the surface. Am I right or wrong? Boom.
No.
I'm just. I just had.
Dude, did you pull a muscle on that reach? Listen, I am all about the queer allegories. We know this. Hell, that's.
I had to try.
But
The Graboids are penises.
Hell nah.
No? Ass blasters?
Ass Blasters was just done so as a middle finger to the censoring community because they were saying too many swear words.
That's there. That is true. That is 100% true. I love Glenn totally confirming that with Brent just being like, yeah, we didn't care. Like, it was just a fuck you. You made us edit these out, so fuck you. Now every child in the world gets to say ass blaster all the time.
I also love the fact that the one that coined Ass Blaster is the only one in the series that's rated PG.
Right?
I want to know who filleted who for that to go through.
Also, I want to know who the fuck thought it was a good idea to make any of the Tremors movies PG. I'm sorry, Tremors is not
campy
good
R.
for kids.
It's campy, schlocky R.
Nah, PG-13
at best.
It should ride the PG-13 R line for me.
That would be literally the only thing that I would like to see of a remake of Tremors. Is I would like to see, if we did a remake of Tremors, and obviously I'd hope that Stampede had control of it, but I would like to see them actually bring a little bit more adult into it.
Hey. Want your listener engagement to go up?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about, Zilgar. I thought Universal did a great job.
Grim, I'm actually going to walk my ass across the hall and stab you myself.
Thank you. I was gonna do it, but I can't. It's funny you say that because
don't threaten me with a good time.
I was listening to more Steve on a podcast, and he was talking about how they had to cut some of the gorier things out. Like when they were actually scripting it and storyboarding it, it was a little bit. I always think of it that the sheep scene with Edgar is where that line probably would have ended up more if they could have gone farther with it. So that's. I always figure if Stampede was to really get a hold of it, they would definitely try to find that line of making it scary and funny, but lifting the horror aspect up a little.
And I mean, fucking hell, that scene in the first one when they lift up the hat and there's the guy's head. It's like, that is just... And I love that they played with that in the fourth.
Oh, I know.
They lift the hat up, there's nothing, so we're thinking, oh, there's gonna be a head under it. And then we look over and there's just a severed head over there.
It's a great head, too. Like, that thing's gory.
Listen, everybody likes a little head. Sometimes you just need to get ahead in life.
I wish I could come up with a pun fast enough.
And we're going to get disconnected again here in just a moment.
Oh, no, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing that's going to happen at all. Because, Ruff! See, I am so, again, I can't tell you how ashamed I am that it took me forever to realize that dog was a fucking edit. But it's hilarious. But yeah, Tremors should be not way more gory, but should up that line a little. Actually, my favorite
also,
kill. Go ahead.
It needs to go back.
It needs to go back. See, we need to go back to the thing. if we're doing the thing, it goes to the thing. And honestly, I love how, hey, Zolgar and Grim, I hope that you're watching this back, because I really do. This is so cute. I didn't know. And Zoom, I blame you. This is your fault. You're usually so good for me, but you just had to fuck around. You just had to be like, oh, we ended up changing it to 45 minutes. Well, fuck a bunch of you. Fuck a bunch of you, Zoom. I'm going to start using Discord now. So, if you're listening to the Talking Tremors podcast, I hope you know that we don't have any supporters. Or actually, nope, this is an ad. This is totally an ad for the Talking Tremors podcast. And if you're listening in, and I hope that you are, please don't support anybody on Patreon. Don't go to a GoFundMe. Don't have a fundraiser. We don't have a bake sale. There is no ad for a sponsorship. This is merely an academic decathlon and how fucking long we can vamp. And that's so right. What do you guys think?
I think you need to find a new dealer. Spiking your shit, man.
My dealer would be my sister, so I should maybe go talk to her then. Boop.
Yeah, I might want to do that.
Sisters are sketch, man. Sisters are sketch.
I wouldn't know. I ate all of mine.
Hello, Kronos.
No. Kronos ate his kid.
I know, but I couldn't think of anybody that ate like their sisters fast enough. You got the reference? That was enough.
Of course I got the reference. I was the Greek myth kid.
Those are the best stories.
I was the Greek myth kid, and the Arthurian legend kid, and the dragon kid.
So, if you could
I just wore 3 hats.
If you could take Tremors and put it in the past, where would you go with it?
I want to watch some fucking samurai deal with graboids. Warring States era.
I'm going to Japan. I'm going to disagree for one simple reason.
Well, of course you are, because you're wrong.
Japan had explosives. So, at which point, they can start dealing with the graboids the same way they've always dealt with graboids. Bombs.
Mm-hmm. But they gotta get there first.
But, they get smart.
That's not the samurai mentality.
I think, personally,
Now, granted, part of the reason I want to watch a bunch of samurai deal with graboids is because I'm a huge fucking weeb.
I'm not even a weeb and I want to see it, so, I get it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind seeing that too, but, honestly, going, Arthurian era would be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I know Arthur, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Although you want to know what would actually make for a good movie. Pointing out how in the fuck we didn't just become their snack. I mean, I'm talking caveman.
Oh yeah.
How the hell did they not wipe us out?
I mean, you could go there, or you could go a little bit more recent, but dude, you could go ancient Egypt. I mean,
ooh.
Graboids and sand dunes would be terrifying.
Okay, no,
you could also go ancient Africa.
I've got it. You bring in all of the fucking niche crowds. All the little fucking history and creature feature and whatever. You bring them all together in one big happy tent. World War II.
Ooh, yeah.
World War II. Ooh. No. Not World War II. World War I.
No, World War II, Hitler experimenting.
Trench warfare.
World War I would be good for that.
Ooh,
World War
the
II,
trenches.
I say, because imagine the Nazi reaction to the existence of graboids.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, they'd be stupid enough to be like, we must harness him.
Yeah.
And everybody else is looking at them and going, you're fucking stupid.
We put armor on a shrieker. No, we stand at the
Enjoy
battle.
your Wiener Schnitzel, Graboid. We're leaving.
No, I got an even better idea. We're going the wrong direction. We're going in the past. We need to go in the future. Graboid's on the moon.
Graboids in space. So what we got to do is we got to make 2 more fucking Tremors movies.
No, TV show.
Tremors X.
TV show. That way you can do all these ideas.
No, because you got to do Tremors 8, and then Tremors 9, and then Tremors X, and totally riff off of Jason X.
Oh, we should go to
Which is
space
the
sooner than that.
only Jason movie I enjoyed.
Come on. We got to go to space way sooner than that, man. Trent Mars or bust.
Tremors. Oh, God.
It's right there.
Get out.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Levi?
Did you come here for a moment?
Could you come here for a moment?
I'm here. Get me.
I just need to show you something quick.
What? I'm listening.
Stab.
You shall know untold suffering.
I think he's a millennial, so probably already does.
Please don't.
Point.
Don't. Just don't. I'm not in anything. I exist outside of space and time. Fuck you!
I'm a millennial. Oh shit, dude. Oh, you're here by mistake. You just go through there. We got a nice lounge set up for you guys. I am so sorry.
Is it a suicide booth? Because that's what I'm into. Oh wait, I'm a fetus. You can't kill me. That was.
No, if you're a phoenix, we can kill you. You just come back.
Oh. You fucker.
Target practice, baby.
Ugh.
I get to cheat. I get to test new and intriguing and increasingly absurd weaponry on you.
Chainsaws
See, I
are
tell
dumb.
everybody that I'm living forever out of spite. Unfortunately, that also includes spiting myself, so I am now effectively immortal.
I feel like that's gonna backfire on you.
Oh, it already has.
Like you're gonna be like, oh, I'm so great at hating myself. Oh no, it got me.
You have to remember, I'm a millennial. There's always that background radiation level of, please kill me.
You sound like you're 40. I don't want to hear it.
Scar, in 30 years, you whippersnappers, we had to watch Tremors uphill both ways in a dust storm.
You say that like it's a bad thing. I mean, I feel like that would just add to the environment. Of like,
We didn't have no Burt Gummers, and we liked it that way.
So if you didn't have no Burt Gummers, what would you do without Burt Gummer?
All right, it's easy. We beat them with sticks.
You're just gonna beat up Graboids with sticks. That's your plan?
Uh-huh. And we liked it, too.
That's how my father did it. That's how my grandfather did it, and that's worked out so far.
Okay, Mr. Stark.
Thanks, Mr. Stark.
So
I have a question. If you're actually Tony Stark and a fucking billionaire, why are we in this crap hole?
It builds character.
I think we're both characters enough.
Unfortunately, I lost all of my billions when I invested in Laserdisc.
Ooh, yep, that'll do it.
wait, I thought laser. I have a whole collection of the Laser D. What are you talking about? I thought that shit was like gold.
There.
It's okay. It's okay. Just Everything's gonna be okay.
My science teacher in high school had laser discs. That's the only like sense of seeing. I was always fascinated. Like, oh my god, it's just like a giant DVD. Why didn't this keep going? But then,
It's the
obviously,
DVD, the size of a fucking dinner plate.
I understand. It was cool, man.
Oh, it was cool, but it just didn't. There's always the technology that doesn't take off. I mean,
Laserdisc is what it was.
Betamax. Rest in peace, Betamax. Rest in peace.
and I mean there was the Blu-ray versus HD DVD. That was a big recent one.
I kind of forget about that all the time, and I'm always like, oh wow, that happened. Weird.
Oh, what even is the passage of time anyway?
1990 was 10 years ago. We're still good.
Shut up.
We're still good. We're still good.
Shut up. Shut up. There is no such thing as the passage of time. It's still the 80s. I don't know what you're talking about.
So who's your favorite character in Tremors?
Bert.
What?
I know. It's a very, very low-hanging fruit answer, but the fact of the matter is, I love Bert. And he's got my favorite line out of the whole fucking franchise. Now, would I actually want to hang out with Bert? Hell no.
But as a character. Zolgi?
Admire from a distance.
Do not call me Zolki.
That's
There is currently nobody who has the privilege of calling me Zolgi.
Almost worth getting thrown out. Almost.
sounds like a word for cradling balls. I don't know that it was really bad. I'm sorry. I need a Zolgi.
Sounds like the shitty new trendy candy sitting next to the register in like the fucking 7-Eleven.
I got me some Zolgis.
Get yours now. Yeah,
I will hurt
no.
you guys. I will hurt you.
You hurt me just by existing.
Then why are you
Your
roommates?
face hurts me.
I have to look at your face every day.
Yeah, well, I have to look at your face every day.
Yeah, well, I have to look at your dog's face every day.
My dog is fucking adorable.
Yes, she fucking is.
So is the dog a part of the three-way?
No, we do not have that kind of relationship in either of those cases.
Nope, we are definitely no. No. Did I mention no? Because no.
So, Master Zolgar, what is your favorite character?
Master Zolgar. Okay.
I had to make up for it.
Damn. Okay. Fuck.
Let's see. Well, it is good that you finally acknowledge me as a superior being.
Well, we got Priest Grimm over here. Okay, that was terrible.
I
I don't.
Unholy Bundead.
I am the unholy bundead.
Okay, we'll keep
And I'm a
it.
dragon.
Well, you're certainly dragging the mood down.
Whoop! It was already down. You're good. There's nowhere to go but up. But favorites, go words.
It's hard to pin down a favorite character. I think, though, honestly, I think it's Connie.
It's a fair pick.
You say Connie?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Connie? Did I just enter a different reality?
Or did I get her name wrong?
Well, you probably got her name wrong, but I think I know.
Nancy!
She's a solid pick.
I'm terrible with names.
We're both terrible with names.
The new owner of Chang's Market.
Jody. Oh, jeez.
Jody. Yeah, sorry,
Oh.
Jody. Why was I thinking it was Connie?
I don't. It's weird. I had a dream that you said that, so that's where I thought I had a legit Matrix moment, and it was a Berenstein Bears moment. Like, wait, was Connie her name the whole time?
Yeah, it was actually Connie Hurd the whole time.
But no, Jodie is dope. She's the
is Jodie?
only Asian
Zolgar, do you know who Jodie
American
is?
female horror icon. I would agree.
Who the fuck is this Jodie? I don't know this Jodie.
I think she may have been like a character in the first movie that died really fast or something. I don't know.
Just fucking gaslight Levi on his own fucking podcast.
I don't know what's
Breaking down.
Connie is Soylent Green. But why do you like Jodie?
Cookbook.
But why do you like Jodie? Give me something.
Serving man is easy, okay? You just treat it like pork. Done.
You know, all that adaptability just makes us more tasty.
A little salt, a little pepper. You're good to go.
What? Eat the rich? What? Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Don't eat the rich, okay?
They taste terrible.
The fat content alone would just be terrible.
I mean, I feel like they've got too much irony in their blood. Nobody?
No.
Nothing.
No.
This is what I mean. Idiots would laugh at that joke.
Why would I laugh at your joke?
Because it was terrible.
I don't pity laugh.
Oh.
Step your game up.
Would you like to have sex with my mother?
Pimping your own mother out.
That went a fucking turn. God. What the fuck have you gotten us into? What kind
I'm
of
not
weird,
sure.
What kind of weird, fucked up sex cult have you inducted us into?
Hey, I did not mean to induct us into a sex cult. I have no interest in a sex cult. That's your department.
Why do you think they call them graboids?
I mean, that porn probably exists. It's
Uh,
the internet.
I could show you it.
I think I'm good.
I mean, there's plenty of...
I mean, I'm a kinky bastard, but there are lines.
There is a graboid fleshlight, and I have
I
some.
could have gone my entire existence without knowing that.
You had to. It needs to be said.
No, it could have been not said, and everybody would be happier for it.
I always love the art of sexy anthropomorphic graboids.
Ah,
That's just... It's just like...
Fucking course it exists. Why wouldn't it?
and it's
goddamn
well done.
furries.
Listen, all right, that Garfield pic you showed me exists. Of course,
Oh,
there's anthro
oh no, oh John, oh no, oh no. But yeah, sexy graboids, man. They actually piss me off because graboids are asexual beings, and they always put boobs or dicks on them, and I'm like, that's incorrect.
You're talking to somebody who, when you get like the anthropomorphic lizard characters, gets really annoyed when they have boobs.
You should absolutely hear Zelda go off about Dragon Titty.
See? Oh, you get it, man.
Or,
You're just like, come on.
External dicks on male dragons. It's like, no. Almost all reptilians have a slit that comes out of, so most reptiles, when you're looking at them, you can't tell what gender they are.
Dick pouch. Built-in dick pocket. The penis pocket.
So I didn't know that, and now I have now learned that. Now I
Send Levi that Garfield picture just to torture him.
Oh, do it.
Horrify him.
Oh no, I know.
Go for it.
I am the subreddit. I am John, or what the hell? I can't even. Or hello, John, with all the creepy Lovecraftian Garfields. I fucking love that.
This is somehow worse.
Wait, what? Who?
This is worse than that.
Wait,
This is-
what?
This is. I needed a good minute. I needed a good minute.
Wait,
and I
what?
am fucked up, my friend.
Wait, what? There's something worse than that?
I grew up in the early Wild West days of the internet. I have seen some shit, and I needed a minute.
I got it. Okay, Zolgar just sent it to me. I have to click. Hold on.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Oh my god! Ah!
No, the worst part is the more you look at it, the more you're like,
Nope.
kind of
Nope,
into
we're
it.
back. I've already clicked back here. That was it. You're going to get emails from now on because I'm never going to be able to use the Twitter messaging app again. I'm going to send you some shit then. You're going to... We will go sexy anthropomorphical rounds.
No, by the way, I am serious. The more you look at it, the more you're like, no, it kind of works.
It's impressive.
The
I like the
disturbing
leather.
part is not the art itself, the concept of the art. The disturbing part is the level of detail that went into the art. All the little zippers and clasps and buckles and
You do realize
time on that shit.
you're going to have to share this with your audience now because they're going to hear us talking about this and they're going to need to see it.
Oh man.
All the little chains.
And that tongue just hanging out. And
I mean, I am going to deduct points for not going for the full Ahego face. But, I mean, you got the tights, they're being held up by the garters.
It's well done.
Like, somebody put detail into this.
And they masturbated over every inch.
Oh, you know they did. You
That's-
fucking know they did.
Just... Well, he kept saying the zippers, and I'm like,
I'm
that's...
just sitting here thinking, I now know how to break Levi.
Oh, like we will go rounds. I have to do all the research. You ever actually research, looked up the word tremors on anything? Because it doesn't always bring you stuff about the movie. It does not.
I mean, dude, I hang out on Tumblr.
Okay, I love Tumblr. Actually, the people on Tumblr are fucking tame.
I hang out on Tumblr pre-porn ban.
Actually, I did too. I didn't even use Tumblr for porn. I always loved it as a
seen
blog.
some shit.
I hang out on a furry writing Discord.
Well, yeah, but that's because you're a fucking furry.
That's hot. Nice. Oh, there's tons of furries that probably listen to this podcast. Honestly,
There's tons of furries that probably listen to like all podcasts, like except ours, because we suck.
We have like 5 listeners.
We have like 5 listeners.
oh,
It's fine.
6.
No, we were counting you.
Yeah, we were counting you.
Fuck you guys! You're gonna get more listeners after this. I promise you. Yeah, because you will. Everybody. Zolgar and Grim here. You can't see them. They're like 2 ghosts of Christmas up my ass.
Definitely
nobody
not
wants
Christmas.
Nobody wants to fucking see me. I'm like just like a Lovecraftian nightmare with bunny ears. I'm blind. I'm blind.
Gondor calls for aid!
We ride to Gondor! No, I love making people feel less ashamed, so go fuck yourself. Want to see my titties? I got some right here. What's up? Hey, babies. Podcast audience, I hope you love this. Fuck you. Cha-cha.
Eyes were a mistake. That's what I've decided. Eyes were a mistake. Why did we develop eyes? We don't need them.
Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
Nothing productive.
Honestly, we're winding down anyway here. Oh my god, this has been great, guys. I fucking love this. Thank you so much. I mean it. Like the more we got off track is actually when I started to love it even more. I'm actually sitting here like, man, what's a good question that'll just get us the fuck way out there right now?
Apparently, Graboid porn.
I went there.
Yeah. It's you. I'm in no way, shape, or form surprised.
And of course, here's the weird part. I'm the one of us that's on the ace spectrum, so.
Yeah. And yet, I only have like one friend who's pervier than you.
Is it you?
No,
Are
because I'm
you
not
the
a fan of
friend?
Myself. I hate myself.
Well, that doesn't mean you're
That
not
guy's an
pervier.
asshole.
What? You're not an asshole.
Yes, I am. Don't lie to yourself like that, Levi.
I live with them. They're an asshole.
And so is Zolgar.
Oh, God,
We're
yes.
both assholes.
Okay. You're assholes in the same way that every other human being is an asshole.
Did you just call us humans?
How dare you?
How dare I? How dare you?
That's it. I'm just gonna send the Bundead Legion for you now.
Well, fuck off. You're not gonna touch. You can't touch me.
Haunted by a bunch of undead rabbits.
You don't know. You don't know where I live. What are you gonna do?
I'm the unholy Bundead. You think I don't have a tracking spell? Psh.
I'm just gonna send squirrels after you. Every time you see a squirrel, it might be one of my assassins.
They work for peanuts, you know.
They
Those
work for penis?
Not penis.
What? I mean, that's why they love nuts.
I mean, nuts is nuts.
It sure is. Okay. Why do you want to have sex with a graboid? No.
I mean, tentacle tongue. Self-explanatory.
Look, if I get to have a deep, meaningful relationship with the Graboid, I don't care what the Graboid looks like. I will have sex with a Graboid if I have a deep, meaningful, emotional relationship with them.
Oh, okay. You're tender.
Just a couple of A-specs hanging out,
Oh.
you know?
Hey there, little El
Graboid's
Blanky.
asexual, you're on the space spectrum, you know.
I imagine
Very
El Blanco's
sweet,
very
touching.
reciprocative. He gives great
Very
tongue.
touching. I, on the other hand, am so pan it hurts. Like, hurts is parts. I'll find a way to have fun with anything.
Is there a hole? Is there something vaguely phallic? You're good.
It's fine. No, it's fine. I can work. Listen, I can work with even more varied than that. Okay, I'm flexible.
Okay.
I'm adaptable.
Okay. This'll be. I really do mean it. I'm gonna stretch this, like a whatever.
Like a werewolf boyfriend.
You don't see Tremors as the queer allegory of some kind, and I'm still. Or can it be? That's more the bigger question. What if?
I mean, people can project onto whatever the fuck they want.
What, you don't think
I'm not
Earl
gonna
and
tell
Val
them
were
no,
not
but
doing
it's
the
a bit
docking?
of a stretch.
Yeah, I
Brokeback
think it's a bit of a
Mountain.
stretch. One of the things I can see people using as something to indicate that Tremors would be a queer movie would be the relationship between Val and Earl in
That's
the
what-
first.
Yeah.
But I think that making that a queer relationship is going too far into the trope that there is a tendency to have a male friendship and people decide, oh, that has to be a relationship, that has to be intimate in some way, as opposed to just two male friends who are good friends. They are close to each other. They
Two
don't
roommates
necessarily
doing a
need to be
podcast.
anything more than friends.
You can have a close, intimate, platonic relationship that is neither romantic nor sexual, and we see it most being done with two men. But the fact of the matter is, this needs to be done. The nice platonic friendship that still deep, still intimate, but completely platonic, not romantic, not sexual. These types of relationships need to be seen in media more often, not just between two men, but between men and women, and two women, and everybody, because everything gets fucking romanticized. And, like, I love me a good romantic subplot in my weird, fucked up action movie, but, like, come on, there's a line.
I think you actually see it more between two women, because there's this whole mentality of, oh, women are more in touch with their emotions and more likely to be, just friends with somebody, but, men are we're
gal
not
pals.
Yeah. But yeah, I really wish we saw more men and women as just friends, because every time there's a male lead and a female lead, they are turned into a romantic item, and it gets frustrating.
Yeah, I hate it. It's tired. It needs to be retired.
Preach.
And I mean, I know we're talking about Tremors, and they've done that with like every single freaking Tremors movie, that there's some level of romantic interest in every Tremors movie, but
Preach. I just keep preaching, man.
Like, platonic love needs to be embraced more in our culture. Period.
I love you guys.
Best ways to start going about that is portrayal in media.
yeah, our media doesn't seem to understand. I mean, there's the entire trope that men can't be friends with women. Well, at least straight men, I should say. Straight men can't be friends with women.
Yeah.
Because either we want to bone them or we are boning them. And it's like, that's...
There's more there.
Yeah.
People are more than that.
Yeah, it like... Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good... Sorry, it's a good point. You're on the point. You're on the point. You're bouncing on that point like it's a cock you're riding. And you're completely straight about it.
Hey, I'm not straight about anything.
As I say, that's not the only time we're straight about anything.
I am like 47 different shades of stacking queer, thank you very much.
Like the dean in Community. If being gay is a magic show and I'm or being gay is like a rabbit out of a hat, I'm one of those never-ending handkerchiefs.
I am a kaleidoscope.
Hey!
So you're a queer lightoscope?
Sure. If that makes you feel better about yourself, go for it.
You couple of non-sexy beings.
I mean, there's definitely nothing sexy about me.
Oh, whatever. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to do some quick thank yous, and then I'll end with you guys. I'm going to literally just run through it. If you are listening to the podcast, you've been thanked before. Shut the fuck up. You're getting thanked quickly. Baby Fark McGeezax, Kevin Collins, Jeff and Kevin Smith, Stampede Entertainment, Nate Crabtree, TikTok Graboid, Justin Edwards, Bob and Alicia Pearson, Mario Riviera, Low Jack, Juliana, We Have Issues Podcast, Frenatus, Meme Stash, Zoran, Octavio, I love my family, I love Caitlin. So, two idiots and a dog. What about you guys? What are you doing? Where can we find you? How do we know more about you?
You want me to take this, or you want to take this, Grim?
First, you have to go out into the middle of the woods on the night of the full moon, and...
Okay. Okay, do I bring anybody? A sacrifice of any kind?
I'm fond of Twinkies.
Okay. Do they have to be blood
Okay,
Twinkies?
Tallahassee.
I'm in the ass-kicking business, and business is good.
Now, to be serious, we did mention this at the start of the show, but if you want to find out more about us, you can find us on our website, which is podpage.com/TIAAD media. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I think those are the only social medias we use regularly. All of those. We are also TIAAD media. There's actually a theme here. Anything you want to find us, it's probably TIAAD media. We have a Discord channel. I'll probably give Levi a link for that for the show notes. And
that will never make it into the notes because, he's not going to brave Garfield to go get it.
Oh, I will do it. I will do it.
And also, if somehow you decide you like us enough to want to spend money on us, God, what's wrong with you? We are also on Ko-fi and Patreon at TIAAD Media.
Nice.
Who would spend money on us?
I would.
Weird people.
I have
Sounds
like
like a
zero
bunch of
money,
idiots.
but once I do have some, you are actually going to be my first. I needed to listen to your unedited podcast.
I'm
do.
warning you now, especially the Matrix note session,
No, the
snack?
Matrix Note session is our best one yet.
Yeah.
Well, not actually, Matrix Resurrections. We
For-
spent 2 hours on Matrix Resurrections, our note session, and we stayed on topic the entire time.
Oh,
Bring
yeah.
a snack, hydrate, pace yourself. It's
Nice.
a beast. Yeah, there's a reason for those. I just run a sound filter and normalize the audio and call it fucking good.
Dude, that's all you really got to do. That's only like halfway what I do. I usually just do a little editing, send it off to the people, and they finish it up. And
I don't even cut the ums and uhs and whatever. I just, nope. Fuck it. It's a note session. I don't give a shit.
Well, I will be listening to it, so you'll get over it. You'll hear me talk about you. You'll get over it. Get over it. And I always like to let my guests end with the final word. So what do you guys like to say?
Crap. We don't have final words. Go pet your dog.
Go pet your dog. And continue to listen to Levi since you are already listening to Levi if you're hearing us right now. And feed our dog by giving us money.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
Medical science has yet to figure that out.
All right, we'll let that be the Yes! That's the end. I figure the Zoom is actually going to cut out here soon, so I just wanted to have an actual
Yep, less than 3 minutes.
actual end. But I really do mean it. You guys, stop being so fucking mean to yourselves. You're awesome.
So part of
I'm an
it
asshole.
is part of it is we have the do you know how we got our name?
No.
So I think Grim mentioned that we should start a podcast because the podcast was Grim's idea, and I'm pretty sure I was like, well, who would listen to us? We're just a couple of idiots. And Grim was like, and a dog.
Yep. Now,
So-
we did bandy about other names for a while, but we did eventually settle on 2 idiots and a dog.
And part of that was because we are not experts by any means. So we didn't want to project this idea that we are somehow more informed or coming from any kind of place of expertise. So we're just a couple of idiots. We just talk about things we like. It's just
We're just bumbling our way through this shit.
You bumble well. I mean,
we try.
and then you're probably like, oh, Levi's just, we're on Levi's podcast, so trying to blow smoke up here. No, you bumble well. You completely fooled me, so fuck a bunch of you. Stop being mean to yourselves. You're not idiots. You can call that your baseline, but I will, nope. That's going to be my running joke with you guys. You're not idiots.
Well, and of course, our running joke is that we ban Anthem.
Mm-hmm. So, Athen, if you're listening to this, you're banned.
Fuck you, Athen. I don't know who you are.
Athen's the one that made us talk about Warhammer 40k. The bastard.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say fuck Athen and other podcasts just for you guys.
What do you mean we made us talk about 40k? You just sat over there and snarked while I fucking lore dumped the entirety of 40k.
Hey, I pulled up the wiki and like actually read stuff off of it. So there.
Ooh, you're definitely not idiots. You used wiki.
That's it. Exterminatus!
Exterminate!
Exterminatus for you! Exterminatus for you!
Exterminatus on your Exterminatus on your family, Exterminatus on your cow.
Exterminatus on everything except the dog. The dog gets a free pass.
The power of Ass Blasters compels you!